Good afternoon YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the September greenhouse update. Beautiful Masdevallia coccinea in front of you here. One of my favorite Masdevallias. The pink on this is just like such a hot pink color. Just simply an amazing flower. But anyways, there's lots to talk about today. We're going to focus on some of the techie stuff in the greenhouse. The new walls that are working out perfectly. The new warm chamber or warm side compared to the cold side. Right now we're in the cooler side of the greenhouse. So things have definitely moved around in here a lot. Being it's now mid-September, there's a bit of a chill in the air. The heater is going in the warm side over there. No heaters in the cool side yet. But I have brought out some lights. Just to sort of fill in the dark spots there to make sure everything still keeps growing as it should. I think this year there's going to be more lights in here than last year. And I'm just going to do the clamp lamp sort of style. Another interesting thing that I have done in the greenhouse on a lot of the shelves so far is I have used my vinyl because I have so much of it. This is the leftover vinyl from doing my walls there. I have lined the shelves with the vinyl, so when I water doesn't fall straight through anymore, so it won't hit any of the lights. It makes it nice. I find some of these pots were also drying out pretty quickly, and the vinyl down here, instead of just open air, it lets it retain just a little bit more moisture and makes my life that much easier because I don't have to water quite as often. So I've done that with a lot of the shelves. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and I think I'll do it to more and more of them. What else? I've definitely, with this warm side now over there that we'll be heading to, noticed a big difference in the temperature in there. It's actually, the door is closed right now. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's only a medium hot day today. The sun's been out a few times. The temperature on this side is currently 74 degrees in here, or for you Celsius people, 23.7. But anyways, let's get started, and I will talk orchids, I will talk carnivorous plants, and I will talk a little bit of techie stuff as we go. So these walls are completely new. Got quite a bit of stuff hanging on them now. Nothing much is in bloom at the moment on this wall, but stuff you haven't seen before. My ant plants are doing good on this wall. This is a cool little dendrobium. There's the tag. I hung some of my bromeliads up on the wall. Kind of cool. So this wall here gets a lot of morning sun. It's a little bit brighter than this wall here. So this wall here, I have hung again some cool plants on. I took some of my Masdevallias and Draculas and stuff like that and hung them on this wall. My Ripastroides there. The Dragonstone. He's liking it here. Another bromeliad. This one is new. This one was not in bloom, but kind of cool. Maxillaria Sophronides. Excited about that guy. Got a few new ones in here this week. Dracula orchids. Here is my Dracula Lotox. It's a nice little miniature orchid. It's in bloom right now. Lots of flowers on it. They look like little monkey faces or clown faces. This one's nicknamed the Clown Orchid. My Restripia is just about had it. Utricularia, I'm trying in some moss here. But why don't we just keep working on the cool side here for now. Hoya is nicely out in bloom. Lots of buds on it. Lots and lots of buds. That's my original Hoya, the first one I ever got. And there's so many spikes on it. My new Hoyas are all up quite high. That's them up there. And they're doing quite well. Look at this guy here. This is the vine here. Original leaf. Then my new growth starts. And it's just sort of winding down here with no leaf on it. Winds in and behind and back up. And it's right here right now. It's just going crazy. I have had a few bloom spikes on these new ones. I've even had one of them bloom. And there's all kinds of little nubbins on them of blooms just starting to form. like this guy here. And where else? This guy here, that's a cute little one. It had some on there as well, right down there on the bottom. You can see the bloom spike starting on the Hoyas there. So lots of Hoyas. All the rest are up on the top shelf there. That shelf is above my head, and I'm just going to hold the camera up there, give you a quick look. A few bulbophyllums. My air plants here. Remember this giant air plant I got? It's got a new side shoot on it. That's kind of cool. Some more Hoyas. Lilalia anceps is up quite high. You can see a spike on that guy. It's already bloomed once this year, so I'm happy about that. And since we're talking Lilalias, this guy here is also a Lilalia, blooming for the second time this year. So its spikes are 2.5 feet long now. A little back bulb division of my Zygopetalum is blooming. The Zygopetalums smell absolutely amazing, kind of like hyacinths. I love them. They're one of my favorite orchids. Here is a Masdevallia just coming out into bloom. Dark red, quite nice. Another Hoya there. That one is a Carnivorous tricolor, I think. My Dracula orchids are enjoying a bit of the cooler weather. I think there's going to be some lighting go over this as well. Another Masdevallia out here. Here is a nice spike on my Zygopetalum, just like the one I just showed you. This is my main plant down there. And yeah, so that one's bloomed already once this year as well. But what else? More Hoya cuttings, of course. This Hoya here is a Carnosa I bought. I bought it large, but it's starting to really take off as well. It has a good 10-foot vines that sort of just travel horizontal in the greenhouse. You can see them going horizontal all the way to the other end there. And it's bloomed a couple times since I've had it. What else? My Disa orchids, they are doing awesome. I'm going to have to repot to them pretty soon. The main plant, which is this one that I'm touching here, it's starting to die back now. And when that happens, it's time to repot, get the plant out before it rots, and repot up these guys. And look at the size of this one. That one is amazing. It's big. And there's 2 more in there. This is my other Disa. There's the main plant. It's lost quite a few of its leaves. It's come back with 1 bigger offshoot. I'm hoping for more, but so far haven't seen any. Nepenthe seedlings are doing quite well, of course. I transitioned my Cephalotus to the back of the greenhouse for the winter time. These guys are definitely going to have a light over them for the winter. They do quite well under lights for the winter, but they're going to enjoy their cooler winter rest as well. So yeah, these guys, they do like a cooler winter rest. They spent the summer in the front of the greenhouse, but now that the front of the greenhouse is much warmer, I just feared it was going to be a little bit too warm for these guys. And so they've had an explosion of pictures since they've been back here. All the sort of green ones are new. They haven't had a chance to color up yet. And they're just, with the cooler weather, it's just amazing how many pictures are on these. So I did have quite a few flower spikes this spring and summer as well. And got quite a few seeds that are stratifying right now. Spectabilis is looking great. My Sibuensis, which is right here, has got an upper pitcher coming on it. First upper pitcher it's ever had, so that's kind of nice. It does have some lower pitchers down here starting to form as well. Sibuensis is not the easiest one to pitcher. There's one there. And there's another one in that tray there. There's a few more in there already, but it only pitchers a couple times a year, so I'm happy about the uppers. Pinguiculas are always blooming. They always put on a beautiful display as a whole. Just sort of a meadow of different pinguicula flowers. You can see they keep the fungus gnats down. I never have a fungus gnat issue in this greenhouse. They're always kept at bay. We're back to that Masdevallia coccinea in the beginning. A few other Nepenthes here. I put a light over my Heliamphoras. They're coming out in bloom quite nicely, at least the minors are. And these guys are a little bit tricky to pollinate, and I have taken the pollen from this one now and successfully pollinated this flower, so hopefully I get some seeds out of that. That's kind of cool. All of the Nepenthes, being their highland plant, they're enjoying having the cooler nights. This side of the greenhouse, last night was about 55, 13, 14 Celsius. And down below here, the hamatas, they like it a little shadier, so I'm keeping them, there's no additional lights on them yet. These guys on a sunny day still get plenty of sun, don't get me wrong, but the hours of sunshine and the intensity is definitely starting to fade as we approach fall equinox, which I guess is in a week or so. And as soon as the fall equinox comes, the plants definitely start to slow down. I have another month or so. But they realize that after the 12-hour mark, when it gets down to about 11 hours or 10 and a half hours, they really start to slow down. And here in the winter, we end up with about 8.5 hours of light in the dead of winter. These guys, these are my king sundews. They hated this summer. They have come back nicely, but they basically went and shriveled down to a summer hibernacula and went almost dormant. But since they've been coming back with all kinds of side shoots on them, which is pretty cool as well. So you can see underneath, like, all the new little ones coming out there, new stuff coming out at the base, lots of king sundews coming out from the roots of everything, even just coming out in the middle of the pots now. So they didn't like the summer heat, but we got through it. They're doing good now with lots of new additional growth on it. What else? So that is the cold side of the greenhouse. Anything else I can show you? We'll go down a little bit lower here. This is a cool one. This is my Calanthe reflecta. And it is actually a temperate plant. Flowers later in the year, later than most of the other ones. Cute little flowers. And then what I'm going to do is throw this guy outside once it's done flowering and give it a good chill. A lot of my plants are now in the temperate greenhouse that had the carnivorous plants in. It'll be frost-free in there for a long time, so that will probably end up in there as well. My Nepenthes bongso is looking really good. I love how black the peristome is on it. And if you look back there, I have a massive masdevallia. It's actually not potted in a pot, it's potted in a saucer. And if I can reach some of these blooms, they are the cutest little tiny blooms on it. But it is so far away. They are there. And it's got all kinds of little cute blooms coming out on it. Really, really nice looking. What else can I show you back here? This is another favorite of mine. Kind of an obscure orchid. You don't see it anywhere. Out in bloom again. Orange with sort of reddy brown lips to it, or streaks to it. And a Biferia. Likes it cool, moist, shady, that sort of thing. What else have I done in here to prepare for fall? The air conditioner still goes in the daytime. Got the new fan in here. Just sits in this corner and oscillates. Kind of hits the Draculas and the Nepenthes and the Masdevallias and Lycastes down below. Lycastes are in full leaf now. They're actually going to start, the leaves are going to start yellowing pretty soon as they get ready for their winter dormancy. And eventually those leaves are going to get so yellow they're just going to fall off, and I'm going to be left with just the little bulbs again. And we'll start it all over again in the spring with new flowers. But for the winter time, they just turn into little tiny bulbs. I think in this, let's see here. I did a Lycaste video a while back that had just a back bulb division. And I said it would likely be growing soon, and it did. It started to grow. There's a division of it. And it's got a new growth point. So that's kind of cool. I'm just throwing my Lycastes around, knocking them everywhere. Well, why don't we call this the cool side of the greenhouse September update, and let's take a look in the warm side for the next update. Lots of orchids in there, lots of heating and equipment and everything like that to show you.